What's up, guys? This is going to be tutorial, real basic. Just going to go over the stages of the arena. I'm going to go over the kill streak buffs that you're going to get, and I'm going to go over the positioning and tips and tricks. Alright, so we're going to go into the first stage, which is preparation. Now the preparation stage, you're just going to get your buffs, make sure your teammates are giving you buffs, and vice versa. And then you're going to kind of look at your team comp, make sure, hey, do I got a healer? Do we got tanks? Whatever. That's going to change your role based on what's in your team, basically. And then you're going to kind of try to tell yourself which way you want to go. You can either go out the front gates here, or you can go out the side gate, which is going to take you up to the top of the arena. And there's different advantages of both. The front gates, you can run up and get those, the life buff or the damage reduction buff, if you wanted to. Or if you go up the side gate, it'll put you on the top of the arena, which is kind of like a positional advantage, basically. So out here, I got one guy going with me, and we're going to go up top and just try to secure that for the team. Make sure there's no guys, because a lot of one-shots come from up top. You know, there's some mages or archers or whatever up there, and they'll just pop all their cooldowns and one-shot somebody. And it's really hard to counter because you're not really paying attention to it up the top very often. But so we're coming up here in the early game, and this basically you're sizing up your opponents. You're seeing what their comp is. You're checking out, do they have heals, whatever, etc. Who's the guy that's going to be lassoing me? Basically, it's like two dogs. You know, you're asserting dominance over the other team in the early stages. So here we're gonna have a little 2v2 up top, and these guys are super squishy, so they're just gonna get melted. And then basically we have the top, so that gives us a two kill advantage right there, and then we're going to be able to rain arrows and magic spells or whatever you got down on the guys at the bottom, and they can't really do much about it to you because, I mean, if they are ranged and they start attacking you, all you just back up and you're LOS. They can't shoot you. Or if they're melee, they really just can't do anything anyways. I have been shadow step too before, so you got to watch out for that, but most of the time you can just back up and you're fine. So the early stages were just kind of skirmishing, finding out who's healing, and it's really going to go one of two ways. Either their team and your team are going to be really tanky and nobody's going to die, it's just going to be like a little clash and then everybody's going to back away from each other for a minute. And that's just sizing each other up, or it's going to be a wipe. Somebody's going to get wiped or lose most of their team and then have to retreat with the rest of their guys. Here, we pretty much wiped them, so it's going pretty good for us. I mean, they do have some low levels on their team, so it's not really anything surprising. One thing to know too is if you're low health or low mana, you can run back to the spawn area and you'll regen like 2000 HP and 2000 mana every second. It's real fast. Alright, so that's a good way to get your health back up or your mana back up. And you want to be quick about it too, because the longer you're away from your team, it leaves your team at a 4v5 or whatever, you know. So you want to try to get in there and get out real quick as you can. Get your health back and get back in the fight. Now we're going to talk about, once the opening stages are done, this is going to be mid-game. Mid-game is going to be basically an attrition war. How many kills you get, how many kills they're going to get. You're just going to keep going back and forth, trying to catch people that are overextending. Now, overextending is key in these arenas. You don't want to overextend yourself because you're putting yourself into a 1v5, and there's nobody in this game that can deal with that. So you don't want to ever overextend unless there's some key circumstances that I'll show you later where you can overextend, but here you don't want to overextend. Like, you want to stay with your team all the time. Now, even if your team's hiding in the back and they're being lame and whatever, stay with them. Don't go out by yourself. You're not, you know, Rambo. You're not going to go out and get, you know, 5v1 and do all that kind of stuff. Just stay with your team and stuff like this. You see guys overextending like this guy here, you punish him. Get the kill, get back to your team. Now, if he gets too far and you know you're going to run into a bunch of guys, you don't want to do that. Just let him go. It's better to let the guy go, save your kill streaks, save the kill that they would have got, and just let him go. And wait till the next time they overextend. Now, these little buffs here, this is, there's a life slave and a pain guy, and what they do is the life guy will increase your HP by 2,000 every time you pick up the stone, and it lasts for 3 minutes. Same with the pain stone, and the pain stone is going to give you a 20% damage reduction. So they're real nice if you stack them together, but you kind of want to let the guys on your team that are going to need them take them, like the healer or the guy that's the tank, the lasso guy. He's going to be pulling people into you and forcing them to overextend, basically. So those are the guys you really want to have the buffs, but if nobody else is taking them, then just go ahead and grab them yourself. And now I'll explain these kill streak buffs. The first one looks like a little helmet. It's like you can pick between physical or magical attack, physical or magical defense, or a run speed, attack speed buff. And just if you see like their whole team's full of mages, you might want to take the magic defense. Or their whole team's full of dark runners, take the physical defense. If it's a nice mix and you think you can deal without the defense, then just go for one of the attack spells or the move speed, attack speed buff. It's up to you, really. You'll learn them, what suits you best and what the situation describes. The second one's like a little sprint. It's nice for, I use it mostly for just running back to the base to get mana, or if I'm trying to run away from a bad situation real quickly. Third one is a heal, and that one is really huge. It is a full heal, 0 to 100% full heal. It's awesome, and you need to use that to save yourself from dying a lot. The fourth one is like a, it slows them and it reduces their healing taken for a little bit, so it's kind of nice to get like a, if you see them all clumped up and you can just jump in there and pop that on them, it'll give your team a little bit of an advantage. Don't overextend to do it though. Like I said, just it's situational. I barely ever use it, but if I see them clumped up and I have the opportunity, or you see a guy that's trying to run away or chase you, you can also use that to slow them down. The next one is going to be an AoE pull. It'll just pull everybody to you, and again, you got to be careful with that, because if you're by yourself and you pull everybody to you, well, guess what? You just got screwed. So you don't want to do that. The next one is like the helmet with the Roman deal on the top. That's going to be stage 2 of the first buff. Basically, it'll just, you can stack them or you can pick a different one. After that, it's going to be that little artillery cannon that you saw me drop earlier. I don't really know if it's that useful, but whatever. It distracts them, and it might do a little bit of damage, so it's there. This next one that I just got is when I was talking earlier about overextending. This next one looks like the dude flexing his arm. It's huge. It's like a 15-second or something like that. I can't remember the actual time on it, but you can have to check for yourself. But it's an invulnerability, and you can move around, do whatever you want with it too. So you can just pop that, run into the group, and they'll all be attacking you. And like, oh, he's immune, I can't hurt him. But the rest of your team is going to have all that time to just sit there and dump on people. So here you see me getting low. I'm thinking I'm probably going to end up oh no, I didn't need to pop my heal. Yeah, I popped it anyways. But here I'm going to run into them pretty soon and use this invuln thing. You'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so here we go. I'm getting ready to pop it. Here we go. So I'm just sitting here in their face. There'll be more guys coming here soon. And then the rest of my team is going to be able to do whatever they want to these guys, because they're just sitting there attacking me, doing no damage. And this is getting us free kills, basically. Alright, next one after that is going to be that little wolf. It's pretty cool. It's got like 40k health, and it attacks people that attack your teammates within a certain distance. You want to be careful with them though. Sometimes they'll get derped off and they'll go start attacking the cannons, and then they just die, and it's kind of a waste. The next one after the wolf is like almost like Searing Rain. It's like an AoE fireball spell that just drops fireballs from the sky, and it does a lot of damage. So if you see their team clumped up and you got that, you want to drop that right on their heads, and it's going to pretty much wipe their whole team almost. It's really nice. It takes a lot of kills to get it. Alright, so now that this is kind of transitioning into the closer, the guys have been demoralized, they don't want to fight no more, and instead of waiting for the next 6 minutes, we can destroy the cannons. And if you destroy the cannons, that leaves that crystal that's in the middle vulnerable, because otherwise you can't do any damage to the crystal, and if you destroy the crystal, the game's over. You either win by timing out and having more kills, or by destroying their crystal. So we're going to end up destroying the cannons and then the crystal, and that's going to be the game. And see what I'm talking about right here is like people will try to one-shot you with meteors and stuff like that. You gotta be careful with that. Luckily, I didn't get gibbed by that, but it's happened a lot. That or arc lightning, or I do it to people too with concussive shot and stuff. But be careful for that stuff. Yeah, try to look behind you as much as you can, especially in times when nothing's going on. Now this is me running back to the thing, try to heal up, but old dude here tried to come at me, and I don't know what he was doing, level 46, but you know what they do. So now I got the meteor buff, and you'll see what that does here soon. So this is just a closer. You're just gonna be mopping up and destroying cannons and trying to end the game quicker. You actually get a little bit extra honor if you get the killing blow on the cannon, so if you can, try to snipe the kill with like a big spell or something at the end of the health. But it doesn't really matter, it's not that much. So basically let's go over the most important things that I would say will help you, and that's don't overextend. You're not a hero, you're not, you know, Rambo tank, you can't just take everybody by yourself. Do not overextend no matter what, unless you have the invulnerability, you know your team's gonna be able to get kills off of it. And after that's up, you gotta get out of there too, because you know, same thing, you're not invulnerable anymore. Alright, sorry, my wife walked in and I had to stop the recording for a second, but back to what I was saying. So after overextending, the most important thing that you could do after that would be supporting your team. This is a team game, it's not, you know, I'm the best guy, I'm the best PvPer in the world, I do everything myself. No, it's a team game. Support your team, stay with your team. That will help you win more times than anything else. Team play. After that, you want to think about productive uses of your buffs and kill streaks. They can change fights, and they do change fights, so use them wisely, learn them and use them wisely, and you will see their effect. And they can, like that meteor spell can literally wipe a whole team almost. Like it'll put everybody at like 20% health, like you just bop them up. That's how powerful that spell is. So don't overextend. Team play, make sure you're using your kill streaks and buffs properly, and I mean it'll help you guys succeed a lot. You'll notice a difference when you start doing this. So hope you guys learned something, hope you guys had fun watching, and I'll get back to you with my next video. Thanks.